Have you ever felt like your future was shattered? Like everything you hoped for was just gone? That's exactly where Ruth's story begins. Not with blessings or promises, but with profound loss. Imagine this, a dusty, desolate road in the ancient land of Moab. 3 women stand there, their faces etched with grief. Ruth, her sister-in-law Orpah, and their mother-in-law, Naomi. All 3 are widows. Naomi, broken by the loss of her husband and both her sons, decides to return to her homeland, Bethlehem. She turns to her daughters-in-law, her voice heavy with sorrow, and tells them to go back to their own families. "I have nothing left to give you," she says. It's a moment of heartbreaking finality. Orpah, through her tears, kisses Naomi goodbye and turns back toward Moab, back toward the only life she's ever known. But Ruth doesn't move. She stands firm. She looks at Naomi, a woman who has lost everything and has nothing to offer. And she makes a choice that will echo through eternity. She declares, "Don't ask me to leave you. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God." Think about the weight of those words. Ruth had no guarantee of a better life, no promise of safety or security. All she had was fierce and wavering loyalty to a grieving older woman. And with that single act of loyalty, she stepped away from her home, her culture, and everything familiar, walking alongside Naomi into a completely unknown future. This is where her story truly begins, when they arrive in Bethlehem. Ruth doesn't sit around waiting for a handout. She's a foreigner, an outsider, with no status and no connections. But she has dignity and a will to survive. She immediately looks for work. She heads to the barley fields during the harvest, following behind the reapers to gather the leftover grain, the scraps that were often left for the poor and the foreigners. It was hard, humble work under a hot sun. But it was in that field of humility that her destiny was waiting. The owner of the field, a wealthy and respected man named Boaz, noticed her, and what caught his attention wasn't her beauty or her charm, but her character. Her reputation had preceded her. Word had spread throughout Bethlehem about this Moabite woman who had shown such incredible loyalty to her mother-in-law. Boaz himself told her, "I've been told all about what you have done for Naomi since the death of your husband, how you left your father and mother and your homeland and came to live with a people you did not know before." He saw her heart. He saw her sacrifice. Moved by her story, Boaz instructed his workers, "Let her gather among the sheaves and don't reprimand her. Even pull out some stalks for her from the bundles and leave them for her to pick up." This was more than just kindness. It was a quiet, hidden provision, a small miracle disguised as an instruction. It was the first sign that God was turning the page for Ruth. From that small act of kindness, a beautiful story unfolded. Boaz continued to protect and provide for Ruth. Their connection grew, guided by integrity, respect, and a series of events that you can only describe as divinely orchestrated. Through the ancient customs of their people, Ruth, the poor foreign widow, eventually married Boaz, the wealthy and honorable landowner. Her life was completely transformed. She went from being a grieving widow to a diligent worker, to the cherished wife of a great man. She went from scraping for leftovers in the corner of a field to owning the entire field. Her story moved from a place of utter despair to one of unimaginable destiny. But here's the most breathtaking part of the story, the part that truly shows the power of God. Ruth, the outsider from Moab, a nation often at odds with Israel, didn't just find a new husband and a new home. She became the great-grandmother of King David, the most legendary king in Israel's history. And from David's line, centuries later, Jesus the Messiah was born. One single, selfless act of loyalty didn't just rewrite Ruth's future. It placed her right in the center of God's redemptive plan for all of humanity. When Ruth made that choice on that dusty road, she couldn't have known where it would lead. She just chose to be faithful. She chose loyalty. And heaven saw that heart and said, "That's the one I can use. Your acts of kindness, your loyalty when it's hard, your faithfulness when you see no reward, God sees it all." And just like He did for Ruth, He can take your faithfulness and build a future for you that is far greater than anything you've left behind. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please like and subscribe for more content that inspires.